And I've heard some shit about this coaching, some not so friendly shit, and I was curious to see, like, what the fuck is this replay bot? It's literally you're thinking about the passive play and not how to open up the fight
Do you think that's
for
true though? Do you think I'm not thinking about that? Or do you think
maybe you're
maybe
thinking about it,
maybe I'm
but you're
thinking
not
about it?
making it obvious to the people
No, no, no,
watching.
no. I'm not even making it obvious to this player. I don't want him doing it.
The Angry Llama is made for adults who enjoy honest, crass, cutting reviews when we're talking fucking llama. Sensitive bipeds need not apply.
I taught high school engineering. It's what I did. Loved it. I know how to teach people things. And what I do is I actually had a course. It was all about learning the Rubik's Cube. You couldn't pass my course without actually doing the Rubik's Cube segment in engineering. Everyone had to pass it. Didn't matter your spatial ability. What I'm doing is you take any large complex problem and you can break it down into doable steps. What I give them are 3 steps, not the 1,700 things they need to do to get to platinum. I want them in silver. And then they can come back. And then we can talk more about expanding on that. But if anybody ever came up to you and said, hey, make me a Navy SEAL sniper, you'd be starting doing PT and push-ups and this stuff and that stuff, right? They don't...
Yeah.
You need the basics. And my argument isn't that I don't know what you guys are saying. My argument is I would never say that to this person. It's a horrible pedagogy.
The other one,
I love it. Okay, good. Very, very common. Lots of anti-livestock sentiment around the parts. But let's get you in and show you how it really works, and then you can go tell the others if it is shit or not, and I'll completely go with you. I'll fucking hold the sign for you. Hello, it is Al, and like every other community, this one's got some drama. Why do elite players hate the Angry Llama so much? Well, we dig into that today. Luna came over from IO Stux's community and some other high elite communities where they do the hour-long, sometimes 2-hour-long, in-depth data-driven videos. Lots of concepts and stuff. Cool, okay. I don't know what your opinion on your older videos is, but I might have a couple questions because some of your games seemed a bit off, by the way. This isn't to argue with you, it's more to gather information. I actually I don't watch much Overwatch content because I'm aware a lot of it is giving people info that they want to hear more than anything. I don't find that true at all. I barely see any VOD reviews where people are just saying, wow, this is really good. Very few. I think maybe 10% of mine have been like, holy shit, this dude doesn't belong in this rank. But alas, people want to watch one video and make huge assumptions. But that's okay. Maybe you watched a few and you still came to that realization. Fine. Okay, she writes, you seem to be a fan of heal botting and sitting in a position that doesn't allow him to create openings for his team with aggressive nades at the start. Why is that? Good question. And wondering why my advice might differ from someone like IO Stux or Spilo or I don't know, Atan, name any of these like high-end dudes, and why my advice is different. Now, I'm gonna tell you it's the audience, but you're not gonna believe me. So let's get right into it. I do find it funny that people think like I don't know the information, and that's why I'm holding it back. But if you know anything about teaching, you don't say all the high-end stuff to people that aren't gonna get it just to feel good about yourself. I've been in IT, I don't know, since my birth, and it's literally very common for engineers to feel so proud of themselves walking out of a meeting where they talked over people's heads and made sure they know that they are less than in this topic. It's so common, it's hilarious. Quite honestly, I was a programmer, maybe I was like 21 or something, one of my first jobs. Yeah, I stopped programming. You know why? I was the only guy they could send to meetings that wouldn't piss everybody else off. I can talk to non-technical people, and in fact, my number one skill is to bring highly technical concepts down to a level that that person will understand, but not lower. Okay? Literally did it at hospitals, literally did it at Fortune 500, and I'm doing it in Overwatch. And I'm sorry, that doesn't give me an ego boost of feeling super fucking smart all the time. But I'm doing exactly what I believe the student needs and the information they need to hear at this very time to get to the next level. Not to get to plat, not to get to diamond, not to get to top 500. you fucking dickheads. But to help this bronze lady who works her ass off in science, comes home after a long day of work, and just wants some fucking help, yeah, she doesn't want the IO Stux diatribe on fucking nade usage. She needs just a little bit of help, something that she can consume and then put into practice, hence my post-it notes. But it's cool. When I help these people, I find it super awesome that everyone else shits on me and these people. You know why? Because fuck you. That's why. We're going to have our community. I'm going to help these people whether you like it or not, and go fuck yourself. And let's go. Oh, hey, let me introduce you. This is, do you mind if I say your Discord name?
Yeah, sure.
So this is Luna Comes Here. Okay, let me walk you through my thought process and see what you think. And you stop me at any moment you have questions. What's your background in Overwatch? What brings you to the farm for this question?
I peaked plat on main tank, took a quick break. I've decayed down to 2400 in skill. And then I play around 1700 to 1900 on both both DPS and support.
So now we're in the game. This is a bronze player, and they're looking to climb. Okay, so let's check this out.
We're on the board with Mr. Killpack, the Ana with the golden gun. Ooh, I like your positioning already.
So this position right here.
Yes, why do I like this?
This position is very safe,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't leave you much room to make a forwardly aggressive play. So if you're really trying to climb out of bronze and you're pissed off at your tanks, because I know every single bronze player is pissed off at their tanks for not pressing the W key or not pressing it hard enough. I would think being where that dash is or next to there would leave you able to hit huge nades that I think even a bronze tank would say, if I see 5 people that are purple, I go shoot.
So, almost everything you said, 100% agree with. But everything in Overwatch is timing. So, let's think about Eichenwald on attack. You're walking up to that corner. Now, immediately swap yourself to defense. What are you lining up? Everybody on that team is lining up for the very first fight. Their right clicks, their strongest things, right at that corner. That's the last place you want to be, first fight. Now, once the shields go up, once you ascertain how much spam is coming in, then you make that decision. But I will argue with you that that decision was not made, and it's because they were right. So I'm going to play a little bit more, but hear me out. So it's the very first engagement. This is where I pick off Anas all the time on defense. The very first engagement, because they believe that like rightfully so, that they need to make things happen. But no, not in the first fight you don't. That's not your job at all. The number one job I would tell you as a healer in your first fight, stay alive and identify the carry. That's how you get out. You identify who's good, who's bad. Oh, this Orisa, are they pushing forward when they have full health? Oh, is this Diva putting up Matrix? I'm assessing everything on this first fight, and that's going to dictate my play. And I argue that there is too much spam damage, and there are too many shields on the opposing team to make a peak nade, peak sleep worth it. But I think you'll see that in about the next minute. But if you see opportunity or have questions, stop it.
My question is of positioning. You see how his Ash is up on that top right staircase?
Yes.
And I've seen high-level Anas also take that staircase
Yes.
as their first fight position, and that's the position that I was thinking of for the right side.
Which is great. But if we hop into, you know what? We're going to hop right into Overwatch. I'm loving this. Like, do you have a minute or two?
Yes, I do.
Because these are great questions. It's so interesting because there's like these global tenets, these things we hold on to, but they're not for every time. And I just want to show you why it's not that time. Okay. So this is why I argue that this position is not for Ana on first fight. Okay. So we're here. This is us out of line of sight, right? We can use Ash's body to protect us. Fine. Heal. But the only way we're going to heal our team, who's in bronze, who's going to stand right here, that's not going to work. because in bronze, in silver, and in plat, and goddamn, I just can't even believe how many levels it goes up. People will stand here until something happens. Now, I'm talking solo ladder. I'm not talking your Orisa is on your team, she's your best friend, and you tell her to hold, try to skim here and hold here, and that way you guys are gonna just fucking rush them through. Great. I think you're not gonna be able to peak who you need to without putting yourself in too much danger. What say you?
I think that that's also true, but also I haven't seen many people really. Well, let's just say I don't watch the fight all too much because I'm focused on my own mechanics.
No, that's okay.
uh,
I totally get it.
I'm trying to think of.
Don't you think you might be a little like trying to
Yeah,
get
you
that
will be
dude?
exposed doing there. I'm thinking of where people position because I know up in plat we're just holding the W key. There's no letting go of the W key and we die for it.
Well, exactly. It's the idea that you never stand in a choke. You're either going through it or you're coming up to it, but you never just walk up and stop. And it's really hard to get that point across, especially in solo. So the things that you said were awesome. You're like, dude, do you want your tanks to move forward? Because what you it's honestly the biggest question in the game. What problem am I solving? Your problem that you're solving, you are 100% solving it correctly. You're like, if my tanks don't hit W, I reach out, I hit purple, and even in bronze, they know to push forward. Great. But the other team had lots of spam damage, 2 shields, and the positioning that we had wasn't going to allow us. And on first fight, I'd argue it's never a good idea unless, like you said, everybody's just in a ball going forward, going forward. You're just with your team. Who gives a shit?
It's plat diamond. We're just pressing W.
Yeah, like being up there for the first fight is killer because as you get down here, you still have LOS. So this is amazing for
You
that.
don't even need to peek the team for a purple. That's a big thing.
Well, it's
It's like a good Hanzo spot for the same reason. You can literally just sit there and spam without looking at the enemy team.
Junkrat, same thing. You just go here and you spam them in. This is great for for a lot of heroes. And even for Tracer, it's a lot of fun because you just go up here, right? But with and this is great because I want people to know, like, it's not about right or wrong. It's about narrowing down variables until you figure out why you're making that choice. And you are saying something amazing. If your team is moving forward, this is God Animo, because right here, you're like, maybe an offensive sleep as you're moving by, offensive nade, fine. Or you're up here, and you'll be able to heal, heal, heal. By the time they get out of bridge, they've made enough space for you to simply heal, heal, walk up, heal, slide over here, heal, heal. I mean, it's awesome. But if your team's not moving, in bronze, I'd argue first fight is too spammy. And then after that fight, when we watch rather, and I'll move back to it, is you'll see how much damage the tanks are taking. It's very important to prioritize your jobs, especially in bronze. And to give people priority lists, help them, although it's not always a truism. But the priority list is just keep your other healer up, keep your tanks up, keep your DPS up, make opportunities. In bronze, I truly believe that's what you need. You need core good game skills, healing, enabling, understanding, before you ever say, that tank's not carrying enough. I need to do this and this to make this happen and get aggressive. I think that comes with time, but I think you don't start that way. I think it's easier to start with the basics rather than telling people how to be aggressive and make plays when they don't understand the 10 variables that need to happen for that play to make sense.
Makes sense.
Okay. All right, cool. Any thoughts, questions, rebuttals?
Not at the moment for this one.
Okay.
Playing in different ranks ends up playing different ways. Playing in different ranks ends up playing different ways. Playing in different ranks ends up playing different ways. Playing in different ranks ends
All right, so check this out. So right now, my Orisa to me is being timid, not moving forward, but I'm not willing to stop healing her yet. But I'm thinking to myself at this point,
this is a backline Orisa.
Yeah, exactly. This Orisa likes her shield for her corner all by herself. So I'm a little worried with you. but I don't think peeking this corner is the move yet. Let's just Torb die, or almost, which I'm totally fine with. So, yeah, I don't like him even standing here.
Yeah,
But now they're
the
pushing
ultimate,
forward.
but
But this isn't bad. See, yeah. Yeah, this is... All right, yeah.
now
And
he's
it's...
shooting for instead of healing when it
Right, and it's
he's not
bad
gonna be
aim,
down.
but it's bronze. It's fine.
It's bronze. It happens.
Look at the amount
I,
of damage his team's taking, though. I haven't seen an opportunity yet to even...
the only opportunity I've seen it would be for his diva or his diva to go on right side, and while the Orisa is still taking damage on front, or for the Moira to send a damage orb from the side to open it up.
I like all that. So he's going to nano his diva here to keep him up, I think. Maybe that's the next fight. I think diva... No, it's this
Huge
fight. And
fan of
diva's...
nanoing diva at all.
Well, it's pretty great because at least the diva says, "Oh, I'm nanoed. It's on." And now coalescence is coming from us, and just like you said, sometimes tanks need a go button. And a lot of times on Mora, I'll use coalescence and I'll just yell, "Beam in your butt, go!" Right? But like sometimes they need a go button, and you control that go button as a support. Sure, I agree.
You can also control it as a DPS, just a little bit less so. I've noticed if I'm flanking on like Hanzo and I get 3 picks, there'll be these instances where nobody fucking notices that their entire team is dead.
No, absolutely. Like, do you find yourself playing a lot of solo ladder?
I pretty much only solo queue because I've
Ah.
come to this conclusion with hitting I was champ 2 in Rocket League, and I'm like nearly top 1% in this rhythm game called Osu, if you've heard of it.
Yeah, it was just great.
Um, there's this thing I've noticed that if you have a duo queue partner, it kind of gets you in this rhythm of trying to solve their problems rather than your own, and then you don't improve as much, and also you end up in games where you could have won that if that was a solo queue.
Honestly, I'm a solo climbing troll, and the reason I ask you these things is because you have a very good grasp of the personality of the anonymous team. It's like a game within a game, trying to see how you can edge people forward, how you can get them to do the right thing without typing or yelling, but really just do it through your actions.
I learned that one on Reinhardt when I first learned to properly play Reinhardt, that it's like if you play correctly and use your shield to protect yourself and don't worry about others, it forces them to worry about their positioning properly as well, and in turn making your entire team safer with you not having your shield in front of them.
Isn't that funny? It's one of those counterintuitive things that ends up being true. Yeah, absolutely. So right now, did throw the nade, but it got shielded. But they were able to get the heal out of it fine. Now the team's okay, and it's like, oh, here's some opportunity. Cool. I was like, all right, good.
That Torb turret scared me. I was like, somebody kill it. Please, just shoot it. I have this joke that I even say in ranked, where if there's a Torb turret sitting up, I call out kill the best player on the other team.
Honestly, a little comedy helps the medicine go down, and I've noticed that if you can keep it light in game, people tend to play better.